My name is Samia Halaby. I'm born in 1936 in Jerusalem. There was no Israel at the time. And I was forced out of my country and my home, which was pilfered and now has strangers living in it ever since then. We moved to Beirut as refugees. Then we came to the US in 1951. First of all, I'm an alumna of Indiana University, and I was a professor there. So I was really shocked when they closed the show. And we had been working on it for at least 2.5 years before it was closed, or longer. And it was a serious effort by a very good curator. And out of hand, the minute when the genocide against Gaza began, they decided, also the US government also decided it was going to squash all Palestinian voices. Because after all, can you have a Palestinian who is intellectually capable and has contributed to international civilization be a Palestinian and brother and sister to those we're about to kill? So squash them down, we don't want to hear from them, make them disappear. And they didn't, thank God they made me disappear only by canceling my show. I want to make it clear that between the artists and the establishment that controls art, there's a huge divide. They don't decide what is art, we decide what it is. And generations after us then vote on it. It doesn't mean they know what's going on. It just means that they're the ones who control the selling of it and the exhibiting of it. Frankly, they don't know what they're looking at. Abstract art is the culture of the working class, folks. It's not bourgeois culture. That's the failure of the bureaucrats of the working class states that have been organized since the Soviet Revolution. And I can go historically through all that, but abstraction is not the art of the bourgeoisie. It's our art, it's the art of the working class. It was born with revolution every step of the way. So if someone co-opts it, it doesn't mean we shouldn't claim it for ourselves. Political, I tell you what it does by politics. It does by politics by not praising the ruling class. We don't have paintings of the ruler and of religion and of the head of an organization. We're looking into ideas. And what's important about working class culture and abstraction is that we look into general principles rather than particulars. We're interested in a more general, the capacity of pictures to describe general principles. And general principles are super important. General principles are super important to human civilization. And working class ideology says we preserve everything. We're not destroyers. It's the bourgeoisie who's the destroyer. Who's destroying Gaza? Not us. We preserve everything. We want to study everything, negative and positive, because it will all be, we want to take it, it will be ours. We're not here to destroy it, we're here to preserve. The people all over the world, no matter who they are, love Van Gogh. And Van Gogh was hated at his time. Nobody gave a thing about him, Remember, at the time of the Impressionists, there was something called the Paris Commune. And that was a working class movement. That was not a movement of any other kind. And it is at that time that the idea of general principles was born in painting. Next movement was the Soviet Revolution and the Soviet artists like Malevich and Rodchenko and Olga Rozanova, etc. At a time when women became huge participants in the movements. Then we have the Mexican mural movement. And then don't forget American abstract expressionism, which was used by the US government against Europe, but was created here by artists who were very sympathetic to the left. And don't forget there was a very strong industrial union movement going on in America at the time. So we're back to whose culture is it? It's the culture of the working class.